Hey guys, it's Bro You Whack, and Sigma has been on the PTR for a hot minute now. Enough time for players like me to be the self-proclaimed #1 Sigma player, because I have nothing else to show for in my life. But every once in a while, you're gonna run into a Sigma player that's the opposite of me that'll be, well, good, and you won't know how to counter him. You're gonna be crying to your team, crying to your e-girl that's pocketing you, and crying to yourself saying, oh my god, how do we deal with this Sigma? He's so broken, no one's dealing with him, how do we counter him? And that's the whole point of this video, is to give you a list of heroes that will not only be effective to kill Sigma, but to also make him be ineffective to the point where he has to switch off to another tank that player might not be comfortable with, which is a great form of countering rather than just straight up killing them. So finally getting into the video of how to actually counter Sigma, the first thing you have to realize is that he has a lot of imperfections. He has a lot of things that make him vulnerable, whether it's his lack of speed, whether it's his lack of protection, or his lack of shoes. So every single time that he's laying in his bed late at night, if you can somehow sneak into his room and remove his slippers to go and tickle his feet, this will make it... Oh, that's not how to get... Oh, and that's why I'm single? Because I make well, you could have told me, bruh. Honestly, I just want to include that skit because I haven't done one in a hot minute. All cringy jokes aside, though, there are a lot of things that make Sigma very vulnerable, especially heroes that have CC. Now, if you guys don't know what CC stands for, it stands for crowd control. Heroes like McCree with their flashbang, or Lucio with their boop, or Roadhog with their hook all have abilities that help control the crowd. And Sigma is very, very vulnerable to those kinds of abilities because he does have a lack of protection, because he is so slow. And if you can pick those heroes that have that CC or can really take advantage of his lack of mobility, then you're gonna have a fun time countering this dude. So considering all that, I thought Mei would be an excellent counter for Sigma. Now, very rarely do I ever suggest Mei to be a counter because I'm not blind. Unlike some people that main certain heroes, I understand that Mei isn't the most effective hero, but in a situation where Sigma is going to be the main tank, is going to be frontlining for their team, this is a hero that you can take full advantage of because they are going to be frontlining and they have no way of protecting themselves when you are going to be freezing them. Let me just paint you a quick scenario. Say you're defending the point on Hollywood with Mei, and here comes Sigma underneath the arch, and they go onto the right side directly to the point. All you really have to do is wall the Sigma who is going to be at the front lines. If they're not at the front lines, what are they doing? And if you can isolate that one hero, what is he really going to do? Is he gonna jump out of there like Winston? No. Is he gonna fortify himself when you go and try to freeze him like Orisa? No. Is he gonna swing his hammer like Reinhardt? No. He's gonna try to throw his orbs at you, but the thing with Mei is that if you go up close, like where you're able to literally tickle their toes, they're gonna have a hard time trying to throw their orbs at you, trying to get or connect at least 4 of them. So if you're able to at least dodge 2 of those orbs and you're able to freeze them in the given like 2 seconds, he has no way of getting out of there alive. His sucky suck ability isn't going to negate the future freeze on him, and his shield really isn't going to do much because you're going to shoot the shield and all Mei has to do is move to the right or move to the left, and you're just kind of boned at that point. So that's why I really think Mei is not only an effective counter to make him ineffective, but can possibly even just kill him. Not even just possibly, will probably kill him, especially if he is going to be frontlining. Now, some could say it's like, well, what if he's not going to be frontlining? Well, that's just where a good Mei player is going to be able to isolate that one Sigma player, or just isolate anyone that is so immobile, whether it is a Zenyatta. She's just going to be able to pick their target and make sure that they cannot escape. And Sigma is someone that will not be able to escape, which is why Mei is such a good counter for him. Plus, once you tilt the Sigma player and they try to solo ult you on Mei, all you have to do is go into your little temporal ice block of safety and nothing will be able to hurt you. Even if you get lifted up, just go into your ice block and you won't be slammed down onto the ground. So yeah, even another reason why Mei is such a good counter. But while that considers the close range battle that Sigma doesn't do exceptionally well in, you also have to consider the long range fight, because this is something that Sigma doesn't even matter. He's not even a part of the equation. Get it? Because his name's Sigma and you use it. I really wish I wasn't lonely. His orbs aren't gonna matter if you're anywhere 10 meters plus, and his rock isn't gonna be even considered because you can just kind of move out of the rock's way. And his shield is So that's why I thought Pharah was another good counter for their long-range fights. Now, I already see y'all type in the comments, oh, but his shield can block your ultimate, it's gonna cause you to kill. Yeah, so let's not consider that, all right? Let's consider everything else that Pharah can do against Sigma. As Pharah, you're gonna be high in the sky, but you're also gonna be very far away to the point where the only people that can counter you are hit scans, rightfully so. So will Sigma's orbs touch you? No. Will his rock touch you? Unless he's the Tom Brady of the Sigma players, no. Will his shield touch you? You want his shield to touch you. That sounds a little weird that I say that, but here's the thing. If you're gonna be firing down rockets at the Sigma or firing down rockets at the team, what the Sigma player is probably gonna do, thinking that they're smart, is that they're gonna toss their shield in front of you as Pharah. Want to know what that does for the rest of your team? That opens the door because the shield's not in front of them, but in front of you. So in a sense, you made Sigma kind of be ineffective by himself because you were such an annoying hero. Sometimes killing a hero isn't the only way to counter a hero. Someone's yearbook quote better be that, and I better collect royalties if you ever become famous. So once the shield gets displaced onto you, the Pharah player, now it opens the door for the rest of the team to shoot the Sigma, shoot the Zarya, shoot the Zenyatta, shoot anybody that otherwise would have been protected from the shield, but because Sigma was caught in this dilemma of like, okay, who do I protect? From the soldier or from the Pharah? Or do I switch onto Hanzo? But no, I can't switch onto Hanzo because now there's roll queue, thank God. But that's what you're doing when you're switching onto Pharah. Again, you're not necessarily looking to kill Sigma. You probably won't even kill Sigma, but you won't be killed by Sigma, and that's really the whole idea with using Pharah against Sigma. Even if you're not that good with her, you're not gonna be bad against Sigma. Plus, you also gotta think, you have your boop ability that can be used to displace Sigma anywhere that you want because they aren't so easily protected. Like, let's say you're playing a Pharah and Mei. That's a pretty weird combination, but knowing me, that might be on the field, and you want to isolate the Sigma. Well, you as Pharah, you can just boop the Sigma closer to your team. Mei's ice wall goes up, you go and freeze him, he dies, and then you just move on with your day, which again just furthers enhance the idea that Sigma is terrible against CC. Now, I do have to bring up the question, oh, well, what about his shield when you ult as Pharah? Well, this is where good players will recognize, okay, Sigma has a shield, or Sigma is on the field, I probably shouldn't ult because I'm just gonna get blocked and I'm probably gonna kill myself. So I won't ult unless the Sigma is dead, or unless he won't see me, or if I'm in their back line. So really, if you think that Sigma is a counter for Pharah, you're probably 500 SR. Yeah. But let's talk about one more DPS counter because we don't have enough of that. Doomfist. This takes the idea of Mei where Doomfist is going to be excellent in the close range battle because Sigma really only excels in the mid range because he just like, I don't know, I feel like projectile heroes don't do that well up close or really long range fights. But medium range, yeah, they're pretty decent. Yeah, Doomfist, it's in his name. He's going to come and fist you. God, please stop. Doomfist is gonna punch through your shield. That's not gonna be protecting you anytime soon. If you try to suck him up, God, I gotta stop this. If you try to use your sucky ability, that's not gonna protect you either from at least the Doomfist. From his knuckles, probably, but if he's coming from the skyscraper or coming from above or wherever, you're not gonna be protected, fam. And he's gonna be super, extremely, extraordinarily hard to kill up close. Now, yeah, if you're practicing Sigma and you're good with projectile heroes up close, you can maybe do some damage, but the thing is though, he's gonna gain some shields from doing some melee damage on you initially, so it won't be so easy to execute it because he's gonna have 300 to possibly even 400 HP. Think about that. Doomfist with 4. God, that's a scary sight. Now, there is still one downside to using Doomfist against Sigma that Mei didn't really have to deal with, and that was the fact that Sigma's rock could stun you. This is something I don't think I put enough emphasis on in this video that you really need to think about, but when you're going in with Doomfist, and if you do miss the Sigma, or if you're going to dive the Zenyatta or the Honor or someone else, Sigma could easily throw the rock at you as Doomfist. So, again, this is where you really have to consider who's your main target. Is it gonna be the Sigma, or is it gonna be someone else? Well, if it's someone else, you're probably going to get countered by the Sigma because of the rock. So if you do go and try to counter Sigma, you got to be very agile, very mobile, and try to dodge that rock. At least in Mei's case, if you do see the rock coming, just go in your Tumbler ice block of peacefulness and you won't get stunned. So that's why I chose Doomfist as the third counter in this video, but still something that you should really consider. Plus, if you want to solo ult Sigma, you probably can because the only way that you can escape that if he does ult himself. but then he's wasting an ult, and you won't be ulted because you are such an agile hero. And those are just a few heroes that I consider right off the bat to be counters for Sigma. Honestly, down the road, there might be some tank counters and possibly even some support counters. But as it stands right now, I really wanted to focus on heroes that not only had CC, but also had some range or up close abilities to deal with Sigma and could also protect themselves from his ultimate. Because his ultimate is extremely powerful to the point where he can counter some immobile heroes such as Zenyatta, such as Ana, such as McCree. So that's why Mei, Pharah, Doomfist kind of are good, excellent choices when considering all of that. But I want to know what you think. Who do you think is going to be a good counter for Sigma? Do you think it's going to be Pharah? Do you think it's going to be Mei? Or do you think it's going to be Symmetra, which is the obvious counter for everyone? They're playing a Pharah, just shoot them with Symmetra's balls. They're playing Reinhardt, charge up your beam with her. Anyway, guys, I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. More Overwatch videos to come, and bye.